Urgent Washington Commanders fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Washington Commanders updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey, Commanders fans, I hope you're all fired up because today we're diving deep into a story that could shape the rest of this NFL season for your beloved team. You know, the Washington Commanders have been in the spotlight lately, and it's not just because of their recent games or the way they've been fighting on the field. No, it's something bigger, the team's ongoing quest to find that missing piece, that spark, that game-changing player that can elevate the entire offense. And right now, the buzz is all about the potential of another wide receiver coming into the fold. That's right, the rumors are heating up, and the pressure from fans, analysts, and even some insiders is mounting. Everyone is asking, will Washington pull the trigger on a trade to bring in a proven playmaker? And today, we're going to unpack all of that, from what it means for this season to what kind of impact a new receiver could have on the team's future. But let's start with a little context, because if you're a true Commanders fan, you know that this team has been through a lot over the past few seasons. Since the franchise's rebranding and the arrival of Ron Rivera as head coach, there's been a renewed sense of purpose. The roster has seen some ups and downs, some promising young talent, and a few veteran pieces that have tried to lead the way. But one area that's been consistently highlighted as a weakness, especially in recent games, is the receiver core. You see, the offense has struggled to find that rhythm through the air, and it's become quite apparent that the team needs more firepower at the wide receiver position. Now, if we take a step back and analyze the recent performances, it's clear that the passing game hasn't quite lived up to expectations. The quarterback, Sam Howell, has shown flashes of brilliance, but he's also been hamstrung by inconsistent targets, drops, and a lack of explosiveness downfield. It's no secret that Howell has the arm talent and the ability to stretch defenses, but without reliable receivers who can create separation and make contested catches, it's tough to sustain drives and put points on the board. And let's be honest, football is a game of matchups. Against some defenses, the Commanders' receivers have been neutralized because they simply haven't had enough speed or size to threaten those secondary units. This has led to a real sense of urgency from the front office. Word is circulating that the team is actively exploring trade options to bring in a wide receiver who can change the dynamic of their offense. The ideal candidate isn't just someone who catches passes, they're looking for a dynamic playmaker, someone who can stretch the field, force defenses to shift and adjust, and create mismatches. In a league where speed and agility often decide the outcome of big plays, the Commanders want someone who can turn a short catch into a big gain, someone who can be a constant deep threat and alleviate some of the pressure on the other offensive weapons. And here's where it gets even more interesting. There are rumors swirling around potential targets, names that fans are desperately hoping will land in Washington's lap before the trade deadline. Some insider sources suggest the team is eyeing players from other NFC teams, possibly those who are in a similar position, fighting to stay competitive, looking to upgrade their rosters, and willing to deal for the right price. But no official confirmation yet, and that's what keeps fans on the edge of their seats. Will the Commanders make a bold move? Will they pull the trigger on a deal that could define their season? Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. Looking at the current roster, it's clear that the team has some pieces, but they're missing that one piece to truly elevate the unit. Jahan Dotson has shown flashes of brilliance, and Curtis Samuel continues to be a versatile weapon, but beyond that, the depth just isn't enough. The tight ends, too, have played their roles, but the lack of a reliable, consistent outside receiver puts a cap on what the offense can achieve. That's why the front office's interest in acquiring a new receiver makes so much sense. They're not just trying to fill a roster spot, they're trying to change the entire offensive philosophy. Now, the timing couldn't be better. The NFL trade deadline is looming, and every move in recent years has shown that a single transaction can have a ripple effect, boosting a team's chances of making a playoff push or even going all the way. For the Commanders, making a move now could give them the edge they need to compete more fiercely within the NFC East, which, as you all know, is one of the most competitive divisions in football. The Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants are all formidable opponents, and a fresh, dynamic receiver could be just what Washington needs to tip the scales in their favor. And speaking of the division, let's remember that Washington has historically been a team that fights hard, but often struggles against top-tier opponents. The last few seasons have shown that to truly contend, you need not only a solid defense but also an explosive offense that can keep pace with the best. Adding a playmaker at receiver isn't just about making fans happy, it's about building a team that can truly challenge for playoff positions and maybe even push deep into the postseason. The fans' expectations are high, and rightfully so. After all, this franchise has a rich history of great players, intense rivalries, and moments of glory. They want to see this team reach its potential, and that's why every rumor, every speculation, and every whisper about a possible trade gets so much attention. From names like Jerry Jeudy or Brandon Ayuk to more speculative options, the possibilities are many, and each would bring a different dimension to the offense. But let's not forget that making a trade isn't just about acquiring talent, it's about fitting a player into a system, managing salary caps, and making sure the chemistry clicks. The front office has a tough balancing act ahead. They need to evaluate whether a new receiver will be worth the draft picks or players they might have to give up, and whether that investment will pay off in the long run. That's why, as we get closer to the deadline, every move will be scrutinized, every rumor dissected, and every decision debated by fans and analysts alike. What's exciting is that the Commanders are showing a willingness to be aggressive, to make bold moves if it means improving their chances. That's a shift from the past, where they sometimes played it safe. Now, with an eye toward the postseason, they're actively exploring options. And if they do pull off a trade, it could be one of those defining moments that fans will talk about for years to come. Imagine a new receiver, someone who can instantly make an impact, catching that game-winning pass or breaking free on a crucial third down. That's the kind of excitement that makes football so unpredictable and so much fun to watch. And let's not forget the broader picture. The NFL is a league where roster moves can change narratives overnight. A team that's seen as an underdog today could be a playoff contender tomorrow if they make the right strategic decisions. For Washington, the next few days will be critical. They'll be weighing options, negotiating, and trying to find that perfect fit. Whatever happens, it's clear they're not sitting idly by, they're actively trying to position themselves for a successful run. As we look ahead, it's worth noting that the coaching staff and players are also aware of this momentum. They're training hard, staying focused, and preparing for any possible changes. The chemistry and morale in the locker room are vital, and adding a new piece could boost confidence across the board. The fans are also eager, dreaming of that game-changing play that could turn the tide of their season. So, in conclusion, the story of the moment is all about a team that's hungry to improve, that's seeking to make that final push to contention. Whether they'll succeed in landing that impact receiver remains to be seen, but one thing is certain, the Washington Commanders are committed to doing whatever it takes to give themselves the best shot at success. The coming days will be crucial, and all eyes will be on them to see if they can pull off a bold move that might just define their season. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think they should go all in and make that trade? Who would you like to see in a Commanders uniform? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of this team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Washington Commanders news. Whether it's trades, game analysis, or insider scoops, we've got you covered. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay fired up, Commanders fans.